guys, it's Annie Margarita Yang with AnnieYangFinancial.com. While I'm building Annie Yang Financial Corporation as a company, I'm still working a full-time job while I'm building this company on the side. And then as soon as I make more money on the side than I do from my full-time job, I'm going to quit my full-time job. I was in a meeting with my boss yesterday and I told him, can you cut my salary by $10,500? And of course, he absolutely agreed. I came home and I told my husband, hey, I just told my boss to cut my salary by $10,500. And he was like, you did what? Why? He was like very shocked that I did that. He's like, why did you do that? Anyway, I know the title is very misleading, but after I explained to him the reason why I did it and why we actually would financially be better off if I did that, he was like, okay, I understand. But that was very misleading. So while I understand the title is going to be very like clickbaity, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do to get you guys to click. The reason why is because lately I have been researching the tax codes and tax deductions that I could take as a corporation and the kind of benefits that I could offer to W-2 employees of my corporation. I've been making much more money on the side from this company that I have, and I want to be able to pay myself as a W-2 employee. Even though I own the company, I'm also an employee. And I was wondering like, well, what are the various ways I could pay myself besides just a salary? Like what kind of benefits could I offer to myself? Because benefits are really worth much more than salary alone, I think. One of the things I came across was student loan repayment. The issue is as I kept reading more and more, because I own more than 5% of the company, I actually own 100% of the stock in my own company, I'm not able to offer myself student loan repayment as a benefit as an employee. I have to own less than 5% of the company to be able to do that. I was like, well, if I can't do that, why don't I go to my boss and ask him to pay me student loan repayment as an employee benefit? The amount that he reduces my salary by, which is going to be $10,500, why don't I ask him to cut it by $10,500 so he can offer me that benefit? And then out of Annie Yang Financial Corporation, I pay myself a $10,500 salary. So it's just like basically changing how I get paid. So I will still get paid, but I'm just changing how I get paid and the source of where it's coming from, just so I can take advantage of this tax benefit. For the backstory, I personally do not have student loans. My husband has student loans and he owes about $35,000 in student loans. He incurred all of this debt before we even met. You guys know I really hate debt, but I actually have not been paying the student loan ever since we got married. And the reason why is because he's still in school. He's doing his PhD program. The payments aren't due and do not incur interest while he's still in school. And he'll be in school for maybe another 2 years, maybe even another 3 years. So there's just like no logical benefit for me to pay off his student loans. I can actually like just take all the money in my savings account and just like pay it off in full right now, but there's just like no logical sense for me to pay it. So I've just been like holding off until he graduates, and then I thought I would make a lump sum payment. But actually now that I've discovered the student loan repayment benefit, I'm like, why would I do that when I could have my boss pay the student loan directly? I don't have to go through all of this like paying income tax first. And I did the calculation. So for me to be able to earn $35,000 after tax, I would have to earn $45,000 before tax. My gross income would have to be $45,000, and then $10,000 of it will go toward the government. And then I will get $35,000 to pay off my husband's student loan. And on top of that, the employer, so my boss, also has to pay payroll taxes on the $45,000 he's paying me. And I calculated that he would have to pay me $6,000 just to pay me $45,000 just for me to pay $10,000 to government. And then, I was going down this rabbit hole. So $51,000 is out of his own pocket, $6,000 goes to the government. We have a $45,000 balance left, and then $10,000 goes toward the government. Then I get $35,000. Then I paid a student loan. So really, we're looking at him paying $51,000, and then I get $35,000 to pay off the student loan. So that's like $16,000 worth of taxes just going to the government. I figured like, why go through all of this hassle? Like, why can't he just pay the loan directly and we skip this whole paying $16,000, me and him paying taxes combined? Of course, he agreed. Actually, the maximum benefit that you can get per year from a company is actually only $5,250. But because my boss owns 2 companies and he's been paying me my income out of only one company, I was like, well, hey, why don't you make me an employee of both companies that you own? I actually do work for both companies. Officially, half of my time is spent doing work for this company and half of my time is spent doing for that company. But officially, I'm on the payroll of only one company. So I asked him like, well, why don't you just split my salary into both companies? So make me an employee of both companies and offer me a student loan repayment of $5,250 here and $5,250 here. And we get $10,500 worth of benefits. While I don't plan to stay at this company for very long, my own company, Annie Yang Financial, seems to be growing very rapidly and it's growing at an exponential rate at the rate rate that I take in new clients. I don't expect me to be able to stay at the company for 3.5 years to get him to pay the full $35,000. But I mean, I might as well get started now, right? And take advantage of this benefit now. It's very interesting. The tax law is very interesting. I've been learning a lot. And while I don't think one day I will ever be a tax advisor, I feel like I'm not qualified. Definitely not a tax expert here. It definitely helps to research what is available to me so that I at least know. The thing is, you don't know what you don't know. So now that I know, I'm like, ooh, actually I can take advantage of this. That's my story on why I cut my salary by $10,500 and why it just totally makes financially sense for me to do that. I hope my revelation this week, which I'm sharing with you, could also help you get some inspiration on creatively coming up with a plan for how you can get compensated by your own employer. So while you might not be, starting your own company like me, cutting your salary by this much and then paying myself salary out of this other company that I own, you could still research the kind of benefits you could get and ask your boss. Sometimes actual raises are hard to get, but asking your boss if you could get benefits instead where you don't have to pay income taxes on it and fully tax deductible for your employer as well. Your employer might actually be more susceptible to saying yes to something like that. So that's it for you guys today. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. And make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications every time I publish a new video. As always, if you happen to be in real estate or you invest in real estate, my company's services are catered toward real estate investors. So be sure to check out AnnieYangFinancial.com for more helpful content and maybe check out my services. If you're interested in a free consultation with me personally, head over to AnnieYangFinancial.com/appointments. That's it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.